New plans for a major trail project in our region after Helene. The potential impact of a network stretching 100 miles. The Labor Day protest advocating for workers' rights, what people in our region say are the biggest issues. And sentencing is set for this week for Megan Boswell, what attorneys on each side are asking for.
From WCYB, this is News 5 at 6.
Tonight, local protesters are using this Labor Day holiday to advocate for workers' rights. Good evening, everyone. I'm Caleb Perney. Protesters gathered on the corner of State Street and Volunteer Parkway in Bristol today for a People Over Billionaires demonstration. The event was organized by multiple local organizations advocating for workers' rights. People brought signs, bullhorns, and chanted to bring attention to what they say are unfair wages and disregard for safety and health.
So a lot of people are putting profits over people. We aren't treating our workers fairly, and I know even here in the Tri-Cities. So I work in kitchens, and I've been in a few kitchens to where we aren't treated like anything. One person has to do the job of 10 people. You don't get raises. You just kind of get pushed to the bottom. We as people do have rights. We don't, with trickle-down economics, we don't get any benefit from that. It's the rich get richer, and we're still struggling.
Organizers say there have been multiple protests across the Tri-Cities to bring attention to various issues, but Labor Day is a good time to focus on workers' rights. The sentencing for Megan Boswell is set for Friday. She's a Sullivan County mother convicted of killing her one-year-old daughter, Evelyn. Back in February, a jury found Boswell guilty of murdering her daughter and sentenced her to life in prison with the possibility of parole. The prosecution is now seeking consecutive sentencing for her remaining convictions, which would eliminate that parole possibility. Megan's defense attorney has also filed a motion for a new trial. The hearing is set for Friday at 1:30 p.m. News 5's Kristen Kwan will be there. Also happening this week, a Greene County teen is set to appear in court ahead of his murder trial. Jordan Allen is facing 2 charges of first-degree murder after authorities say he beat his grandmother and younger brother to death with a hammer in 2022. Allen was 16 at the time, but is now an adult. Prosecutors plan to try him as an adult. Allen's trial has been delayed 3 times so far. It's currently set to begin on September the 15th. Meanwhile, Sean Williams' federal trials in North Carolina have been delayed again. They were set to begin Tuesday in Asheville. Williams is the Johnson City man convicted of producing child porn and escaping jail. In North Carolina, he's facing federal charges of drug possession and transporting and possessing child porn. The judge ruled a delay is necessary to give attorneys enough time to prepare for trial. The trials are now set to begin on November the 3rd. A Johnson City woman has a plea deadline set for Tuesday on charges of attempted first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse, neglect, and endangerment. Authorities say Kalina Young intentionally drove her car into Boone Lake with her 2-year-old child inside. Witnesses told News 5 at the time that they saw her car slowly driving down the road before stopping and then flooring it into the lake. That hearing is set for 9 a.m. tomorrow in Jonesboro. Well, tonight, an area known for its trails may soon have even more opportunities for outdoor enthusiasts. Take a look at this map. Damascus is renowned for outdoor recreation with both the Appalachian Trail and the Virginia Creeper Trail. Those are both shown in yellow up here. In blue is in Johnson County, Tennessee, where volunteers recently restored a historic trail hit hard by Helene. And now in the red, there is a major plan in the works to connect all the trails you see here, more than 100 miles worth. News 5's Liam Bridgman explains the potential impact of this monumental project.
This trail was built about 20 years ago,
but it has a lot more history.
It's built on the Laurel Railway railbed. It's about a 2-mile stretch of a narrow gauge track that was built between 1850 and 1916. And I just love that it's a community spot.
Well, Penny likes to jump into the river.
I like walking through the woods next to the water. It's just very tranquil and beautiful.
But just a week ago, that beauty was covered up.
When we had Hurricane Helene hit in September of 2024, it really devastated this trail. We had hundreds of trees falling over the trail, and it was impassable.
Oh my gosh, I came up to and checked out the trail and the camp right after the flood. The road was barely open.
Thanks to grant funding and a volunteer effort, the trail is back open. And caretakers of the trail are hoping for much more.
For now, this is the end of the trail, but that could change.
Our goal as part of a 100-mile master plan of interconnected trails is to complete the entire 15 miles as a greenway.
It would follow the path of the original railway all the way to Damascus.
It certainly would open up a lot of people that don't want to do the AT or the more difficult trails.
And it's going to help us build an identity for Mountain City and Johnson County as a trail town, something that really builds our economy around tourism. People will come and see the beauty we have in all seasons and then take those memories home with them.
In Johnson County, Liam Bridgman, News 5, WCYB.
Now, Liam found out there's currently no timeline for the project, but leaders are hopeful about what it could bring to Johnson County. The Labor Day weekend marks the end of summer for many across the region. How people are soaking up the last moments on the water and what it means for area arenas. That's coming up. And later, local middle schoolers are trying their hand at music. Why this isn't your average band class.
And we've seen some beautiful conditions for Labor Day. Coming up, I'll let you know if that's going to last for the rest of the week and when we're finally going to see some rain chances moving back in. All those details coming up.
Sky 5 is sponsored by Steve Huff Plumbing, Heating and Air.
We Salute You is brought to you by Johnson City Honda.
We continue our salute to local veterans and active military personnel. Tonight, we recognize Jeff Eggert of Selkirk, New York. Jeff served in the U.S. Army from 1988 to 1992. Jeff Eggert, we thank you for your service, and we salute you. Well, Labor Day marks the unofficial end of boating season in our region. There were dozens taking in the final days out on Laurel Marina in Bristol, Tennessee today. The marina will stay open throughout the year, but owners say with football coming back this fall, their numbers start to drop. They say this was a successful season.
We started off real wet. We were a little bit down in the dumps, and then end of June, July came around and started being beautiful. Folks got back on the water again, and then we blinked once more, and here we are on Labor Day weekend.
The marina will continue to offer rental boats throughout the year. And while many of us enjoy today relaxing with family, for first responders, a break usually isn't an option. For Officer Dustin Widener with the Bristol, Virginia Police Department and his K-9 Fanta, Labor Day is another day in the field. Widener says Labor Day weekend and the days after are when crimes spike. But don't worry, for Fanta, working hard always means playing hard too.
When you have kids and things of that nature, you're at work while they're at home playing or at the lake having a good time. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have different thoughts on it, but to me, it's just another day in office.
The Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign is still going on through tonight. It's a national initiative cracking down on impaired and distracted driving. And in Johnson City today, Winged Deer Park full of activity as lots of families were enjoying the long weekend. People were having fun at the park on the swings and spending time together over lunch. The lakes were busy as well. They were full of activity inside the water and out. It's all a way of relaxing on this Labor Day.
We have the day off today. He's got a day off of school, so we were lucky enough to have such great weather, no rain, beautiful sunshine, and having a great day at the park.
The middle schoolers learning musical instruments. Up next, what makes this class unique.
And the weather is looking phenomenal this evening. We have lots of sunshine, blue skies behind me. Coming up, though, there looks to be maybe some more rain back in the forecast. I'll let you know when and how much coming up.
An unconventional band program is teaching kids how to be rock stars. The performance class at Seguinsville Middle School gives kids a chance to learn and perform music from the 70s to now. News 5's Mara St. Marie spoke with students and their teacher about the benefits of the program.
The Screaming Eagles give Surgoinsville Middle School students a chance to rock out in the classroom.
Whenever I was even a general ed teacher, I was always looking for excuses to bring my instruments and guitar in, and I would write educational rock songs. Slowly over time, I was coming up with different ways to have students play instruments with me while I played the guitar.
Music teacher Josh Fritz created the program as a way to give students a different kind of musical outlet.
Trying to get them to be independent and try to give them resources when I can, but also teach them where to find resources when they're on their own without me.
Screaming Eagles has extended beyond the classroom. High schoolers who previously took the class have formed a band that now plays at local venues, even earning money from gigs.
And we'll pay them because I want them to understand what it's like to get paid to do music, because these guys hadn't before.
Fritz says working with the kids has helped them to open up and experience something new.
And they experience everything on screen. And back whenever I was in school, we were excited if we had a movie or video. They're not. That's their whole life. They like real experiences better.
In Surgoinsville, Mara St. Marie, News 5, WCYB.
This Labor Day weather forecast is sponsored by Kia of Johnson City.
So, my friends, your Labor Day has been picture perfect for the most part. We've had comfortable temperatures in the 70s. Can't really beat it, a high of 79. And it looks like with the dry air, I mean, it does tend to cool off rather quickly. We're keeping those partly cloudy skies as we head through the evening. Most of us stay dry and temperatures will fall through the 60s and eventually the 50s. Here's a look at the temperatures over the long haul. So yeah, it looks pretty much like a stationary pattern, but I do want you to notice off to the north and the west, there's going to be another cool area of low pressure and below normal temperatures. That bubble of cooler temperatures is going to try to just kind of just skirt us by a little bit, if you will. It will at least drop temperatures a little bit for Wednesday and Thursday, but it does look like as we head into next weekend, hey, we may be talking about warmer temperatures again back into the low 80s. But right now, it is beautiful, my friends. Here's a look at Kingsport City Hall. 78 degrees. The dew point is 52. It's a nice, comfortable air mass. And with those dry conditions, yeah, temperatures fall through the 50s pretty quickly. We should end up somewhere around 52 degrees for our overnight low. And Marion will be checking in around 45 degrees. A nice cool start tomorrow morning. But temperatures with a mix of sun and clouds will be warming back up pretty quickly, back to the middle and upper 70s. So a beautiful pattern ahead. There will be at least a few pop-up showers, it looks like tomorrow, but those rain chances start to go up a little bit by Wednesday with a cold front. Could be a couple thunderstorms with those as well, so some downpours, not to be ruled out. We actually had a couple downpours earlier in parts of Lee County back towards Scott County. Those have been pretty much dissipating. The bigger picture shows that we have a big old dip in the jet stream. That's kept us below normal. And pretty much anything along the jet, any disturbances or just areas of uplift for some cloud development kind of falls along this line of the jet stream here. So sometimes we get little pieces of energy that's been coming down. But the other thing I'm monitoring, back to the north and west, check this out, another cold front. That reinforces that cool pattern that we've had, at least for Wednesday and Thursday. Then we're going to start to see a generally warmer pattern take hold as we go longer term. So time it out with me. Keep that in mind. Notice that we become generally just partly cloudy tonight, not much rain in the forecast. So tomorrow morning, most of us dry. That will continue, it looks like, at least for the most part into the afternoon. Here's 12 o'clock, but notice as we go through the evening, here's a couple of pop-up downpours. If we could take this literally, a couple of these downpours will be in some of our western counties tomorrow. The rain chance, though, is 30%, so I think many of us will stay dry. But then notice this plume of moisture. Coming with a cold front, that's going to create some uplift. Then you're going to notice some downpours in spots. So pretty good period of some scattered rain, it looks like, for Wednesday morning and even 12 o'clock here. Yeah, quite a few rain showers at least around and some dry time perhaps to the north. Eventually that rain system moves to the east, kind of falls apart, it looks like, by Wednesday evening. So we may actually get some drying time as well back in the forecast by Wednesday evening. Just enough rainfall here looks to increase our dew points maybe back up to the lower 60s. But even then, still very comfortable air for this time of year. It's certainly not that humid. As far as rainfall totals, maybe upwards of a ½ an inch. So not everybody will see that, but some of us, especially some of our western counties, could see about a ½ an inch. Looks like temperatures remain comfortable and warm up just a little bit for the weekend, back up into the lower 80s.
It is truly exciting for me.
ETSU heads to Neyland Stadium, and Coach Will Healy says it's a huge test. We'll hear more next in sports.
What an awesome challenge.
Storm Track 5 weather cameras are sponsored by Eastman Credit Union. Complete coverage from both sides of the state line. This is the State Line Sports Zone.
Well, ETSU isn't shying away from the challenge at Neyland Stadium. Head coach Will Healy says facing Tennessee is a chance for his team to test themselves on one of college's biggest stages.
It is truly exciting for me to have a chance to go in there and compete in that environment and go against the best of the best and prepare a football team. What an awesome challenge, and I really am. I told our team this morning, like, this was circled for me, not from a standpoint of, man, it's circled that you're going to go shock the world. It's circled because what an incredible experience our players will have, and we're gonna be tested. There's no doubt, and so to see what we're really made of, I mean, we'll see on Saturday.
One Buccaneer making the trip to Knoxville knows Neyland Stadium better than most. Tight end Charlie Browder used to wear Tennessee orange before transferring to ETSU. Now he gets a chance to return, but this time as a Buck.
Now I can start focusing on that team from Knoxville, but I'm really excited about it. Obviously, I have a great relationship with Coach Hype and Coach Aves and all those guys. Like, I've already been texting with Miles and Ethan and some of those guys, and it'll be fun. I'm excited. It's a familiar place, but won't be as hospitable as all the 30 other games I've played in there. So I'm really excited about it. It's a great opportunity for our team to play in a great environment. So.
Coming up tonight at 11, we'll hear from Josh Heupel about how Tennessee is preparing for ETSU. Plus, App State football coming off of their first win heading into Game 2. And we'll wrap things up and we'll go on up to Grundy High School and how they're gearing up for big changes. All right, well, that's your look at sports. We'll be right back.
Forecast is looking pretty good. How about that? Overnight lows in the low 50s. Some spots will be well down to the 40s tomorrow morning. So on the chilly side of normal. Normal low, by the way, is in the low 60s. We'll be nowhere near that. High temperature is 77 degrees for your Tuesday. Mix of sun and clouds and the chance of a few showers, especially some of the higher terrain areas. So temperatures running below normal again. Stays that way for Wednesday and Thursday. But there's going to be a cold front that increases those rain chances. So there could be some downpours and areas of downpours Wednesday and Thursday at times. We dry out for Friday. It looks like highs will actually come up a little bit. So after this little reinforcing shot of some cooler air, which may keep some spots in the 60s in Southwest Virginia, we start to warm it up a little bit by the weekend, back into the lower 80s. So not looking too bad really for the next 7 days.
All right, some people will want the heat back and some will enjoy their pumpkin spice lattes.
Well, there we go, bring on the pumpkin spice.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Nightly News is next. We'll see you back at 11.